야다 아주 차체 노지 지나니 디 까마카시 공자가 요래 이나야 다들이 디 카투테 티체치 론도 마주어들이 진짜 아 디세 어때서 로차스 인자네 카투유가네 진짜들이 마지 고니니 진로트 따기스.
So usually, so we begin with a short breathing meditations, but today, so we had some issue with the connections issue to make this teaching streamline, and so therefore we will skip the meditation sessions.
드네지 당아 조시치 다시에지 치 지금 섬드네마 진로와이나 시당 지나네 시에지 치데 가르이나메나 아니 치티기 예텐도 팬라 수파 녀르지 시에용거데 대자다 녜디 가둘라 네 쇼주세 가둘레디오레 다팅엘라 네 다티 쇼주세지 팬다 아니 쇼주세 예라 네 컴바장지네 다 이데 야본주게 야와데 첸데도 네 시마르질자네 닌도디 소시 시청 바이스.
So in the presenting the teachings, so normally we we always start by talking about the benefits of the teachings, and so following with these structures of the system of giving teachings. So we in the preceding teachings talk, so we discuss. I mentioned about the benefits of generating bodhicittas.
제장하다 나도 현저때 제세 로리스디미고 렌치제 주니 바데랑 아니 투메티나 돌라 제와제 만어 되나 루디치시샤 대신 타에세제 자시샤 쇼주 세시 자세 로레 인세제 아니 드니치 고시데렌데스.
So if we refer to the root text which we have been studying, which is the 37 practices of the Bodhisattvas, so we're up to 10th verse, which read, "When your mothers who have loved you since time without beginning are sufferings, what use is your own happiness? Therefore, to free limitless living beings, develop the altruistic intentions. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas."
다디 된도 드네지 셰와이나니 다 셰와 토마메파네니 달라니 다 센디가 만노지가 가리첸지니 센제노 아니 알아서 레도 니에모 비고 등아 나네 아니 다 대와테 데시요르테 아니 데시데 마지와체 레도 니에모 등아 진나예 봐 등아 진나게 봐 통신다 아니 데다가스 파유네니 수수 지보지가 네 타와고 다 대와지 아니 제한로와 너는 아니 다 가르치고 그래서 드니스 그래.
So to explain you the this meaning of this verse in literally, then we what is saying here that the really what point is there to strive for one's own happiness, one's own purpose. When we recognize that how all other sentient beings, who like just as your current mothers, who have been extremely kind to oneself, since beginningless time, and how when you observe, when you recognize that they are caught in situations where they they are deprived of the happiness that they really wish to have, while the sufferings that they wanted to avoid, but however they are inflicted by the sufferings. So therefore, when we recognize the situation of all these kind and the motherless sentient beings, then if we think of imagine if we just then ignore them and just work or towards the finding happiness for one's own self, then we could truly understand that this is not the right way. What is the use of such a one's own finding happiness for oneself when all the motherless sentient beings are in such a miserable conditions.
Noji ngazuta pena ngazu shinso nola taka noji re chiken lenanda chiken malenanda ani sozo kangi che galsala ani si yapu shigu izongi de ani ta sozo yapu shigu chadi tsara ta pachu kangi no nisuna del rupa machi wache ani sozo ni chipu chichu to dewa ina ngazu tisu shinso nola la mate marasine ani richipe ta kangi logo tenijiga ni mate mare rendu yese teni ndeshe te chegarela ani tatong teni tagarwa tenuji shi gores.
So this is also same in how even in our the societies, in our society, how if we if we see those see those peoples who have been not grateful to those who from whom they have received a great help and great support, and then to really we would look down upon those such people if they kind of if they people who see those others who've been kind to, who've been friendly, who've been supporting them, they are really are facing a great difficulty and in great hardship, and then you simply just neglecting those, and we would in the society we really then won't have a regard. We won't have any high regard to such people. Rather, we will look down upon people who have this kind of attitudes. So this is what exactly the is saying in this verse.
제장아 아니다 대인자 다 진짜 대인자 아니다 소소로 가리제가니 생제노 네 주비 수지 고무 토파샤기 시다 아니다 쇼주 셀 로주네 아니 다 자시 시와라 로기 이스네 지제트 드리시고요.
So on the basis of this, the experience, this understanding of how it is not right, it is not fair to seek one's own happiness, while we recognize the sufferings or the situation of all motherless sentient beings. So on the basis of this, so therefore one then cultivate this wish to, or the intention to achieve complete enlightenment. So for the sake of all the other sentient beings, and so this is so in this way you cultivating the awakening mind of Bodhicitta.
다 가족행위에 대해서 세제도제 되는 주비수지 공부토바 샤고냐비니 로체와지질라니 쇼주지 센스는 드리세요래 다 덴디비고 로테 로젤라 다 공부치네니 요네 시에고와 인자 되네니 공부체던 때라 아니 지네명과 딩고네 네 공부체도 시에지도 아니 도제년지 군에 세시에서네 아니 만다와 니하레스
So the cultivation of bodhicitta means to cultivate a thought that I will achieve the state of Buddhahood to benefit all sentient beings, and so this with regard to the method of cultivating this awakening mind of bodhicitta. So there are two main methods, which is called, the first one is called the sevenfold cause and effect, and then the instruction of sevenfold cause and effect, and then the second one is the method of exchanging self for others. So, so in the if you refer to this the root verse which I quoted before, so the line which says where when your mother who have loved you since time without beginning are suffering, what use is your own happiness? So these two lines then really indicates the first method. That's the method of the which is instructions of the sevenfold cause and effect. So by referring the other sentient beings so as one's mothers, so we can, how we have to understand how as a mothers, then how what kind of kindness and the love that we receive from them, and so this is not when it's not only we can talk of the mother, someone as a mother who's giving us birth like from womb, but even when we talk about the giving birth like or born from like an egg, so so in all those things how the way the mothers extends their supports and they take care of the children. So it is quite the extent of the kindness and the love that they show is quite incredible.
Ni da nga zo mal cha jona ya ni mai ne jo la tin salong shu ne salong shu ya za so li chi cha ta ko ne ni mal cha wa ji de wa ni da so mal chi mal yu te no ji li chi cha ga ne cha wa ji ye de wa ni tin ji ye re ga ji ni amala pu cha wa me na ame ga pu ten da ni ta ga le tin shi mo bu chi ja ga ma ro wa ani poyo ten ta mal chewa ten ji mena ani pa mai na sho na wa to ani ta mal atem ba de ayung mares o ten jes
so the fact that when we were born, that we that mother breastfeed us and also take great care of us in our the various stages of the developments. So this is all the indicates. It's all because she cares about you. She loves you. how if she lack this, the love and the lack of this sense of care, then she may not give such a support to us. So in the same way, we would also understand if we lack the love, if we lack the sense of gratitude and the care towards the mothers, then we would also naturally we won't have any thought or the considerations of extending benefit or supporting our mothers. So however, on the other hand, when there is a love from the mothers to children or to children to the mother, then there is the exchange of the support and the help to each others.
Ne da shiwe nyamone ne mapal shedon ya pamal shedon she kondo sa dingi ina na ane pute ane choto marwa srawa de nga zu lig tcha ji to ne amada ane pol de ga tsewa ji yore su nyera jil tsewa ji yore en tini ga tsewa te ni rojo gombale gone kaleje ne shunwa ta uji re yo maris pe lig tcha ngore le ngo resrawa.
So in place, instead of love, if whether it's from the mother's side or from the children's side, if there's the hatred, then there won't be any mutual support, mutual the benefit to each others. So therefore then if you look into the kind of the love that the mother feel to children, and when we look into that and how then whether this love just how this love what causes how this love arise, then to one hand we can see that this love is born rather kind of naturally, as if there's a natural bindings between the from the mother to the children and children to mothers.
Ne ta shito ngaji pama pichi ane no pichi tsewa tete shuri chi tsewa jire teres. Ne shuri me pichi tsewa senge shuri me ngazol gaji tanda sheji tene shuri me pichi tsewa ji gore. shuri me pichi tsewa te khane isna paro pigani shawada sosol shawa ta rupaya pozo wada. Pachu nonji tela tene ni tsewa mashewa te tsonga tene tsewa mashewa. Ani karsi kar. Ta tela tene tsewa shesi tene shuri chi tsewa jire de gores.
And however, if also if you look at the love, share from between the mother and children, or kind of love that we share, we have and we share with the others. When we look at this, the nature of the life, we will notice that it is rather like a bias or discriminating. It's discriminating, and so because it is conditions, it is conditioned upon what the other person do to one, and so forth. So therefore, when we talk about the unconditional or the indiscriminating, unbiased kind of love, impartial love, then we talking about love, kind of love which is not conditioned upon such things, what other receiver or other people can do to us, what kind of actions they do towards us. It's not conditioned upon such things.
Chetanga ne 슈리지 제와 생이데 샤셰라 티피 제와 인자 샤셰 텔렌데네 네 소소거니 다 루파 텔렌데네 니 가르세 그래 샤와 텔렌데 시와 텔렌데 아니 노지 니 소소로 마타마지 드니 슌수나 아니 로조 아니 다 나조티 제와티 맨종에도 매워 맞에 아니 대 자워르세네 자워 임바 인연사시네 아니 대라 콘로 주사네 아니 드니 용거 알아봤어
So so we're talking about the difference between partial love and the impartial love, and so one of the conditioned factor that differentiate these two is the conduct of the other people that we share our love with. So and when we have an impartial love, is not depending upon the conduct of the other persons and the conduct or the way, in what way that other person behave towards you, whether they behave in a very wrong way, such as they show you a wrong facial expression or not, but independent these things doesn't have any impact on your the feeling of love that you share with others. So whereas when you speak of the partial loves, then it is depending upon such factors of how other people behave towards you. And so in fact, for example, if they behaved very badly towards us, then we would even rather instead of love, then we will even get angry at that person's loss.
Wana ngatuka ndigi tsewa de karere sena kanre shuri mepi tsewa jindo tse mepi tsewa ji kukure. Dangi shuri je tsewa de tse yepi tsewa ji re de. Tse yeje karisi de pashuwe ge shawa do nonji la tene yunga isa pashuwe shawa do nonji de la tse yorwa. De tse yeza susi ani tsewa de la tene yunga isa ani tse yepi go ni ani ta tsewa ji chodi go yores.
So we can say that the partial love has a limit, or like I said before, has a conditions. It is it is subject to these certain the behaviors or the conduct of the other persons. So whereas when it's talk about the impartial love, so there is no such conditions. There is no such is not subject to the measurement of that love is impartial love is not subject to the other person's behavior or their characteristics. So no.
제가 다 슈리 메피체와데 조 샤와도 아니 논지를 마타와체 파슈데 구조임 비차네 아니 론돈라와니 둥가면데 봐 대와임데 봐 디그 전에 아니 파슈데 논지도 샤와라서 봐 못하네 둥가면데 봐도 대원 아니 데봐 론도 춘비고 아니 드니지고 아니 소노 돈에 파슈와 디그 샤셰테 가르세 샤셰테 소소소 몬탐바이난다 시와테 소소 montabaina인다 구조 거로 둥가 문대파도 대완대파 론도 지파레 남비고 로지 이거데 파티 존시비나 아니 디 세제 통제를 받차네 아니 제와지 레토고 해서레스
So the impartial love is not conditions upon the conduct and upon the expressions of the other person or of the other persons. So such that even if the expression or the conduct of other person is something goes against or against you, then there is no, it doesn't have any, it doesn't change the the love towards that person. So, so therefore, rather with the impartial love, so the basis of the impartial love is simply that the person you show the love is also like other being, other living being, and and somebody who just like yourself, who wishes for happiness and who do not want sufferings. So it's simply on the basis of that person as a basis of this as a person, and what the person want and what do not want, and simply on that basis, so you you express your love towards that person. Also.
제장아 페나니 나츠 소소소소르피 제와슈치 무시고 여러 근데 그 제와데 뭐지 디니 나츠 슈슈 소소소소로 제와데 가네스레고 버스나 나초티 소소소소로 가리체와도 소소소로 노지 좀보야 봐 진절 시바 말에 가르세는 소소소 등하면 돼봐도 대완 돼봐 네 진짜듯이네 네 룸 제와 레고 알아봐 대노지제네 농기 타투니 미세지 도제 균춘이 봐더니 소노토네 그 소노토 그게 살았어라
you know we all have a strong love towards strong love and concern towards our own self, towards our own self. Now, and the reason why we have a strong love to ourselves is simply because simply because we want it, ourself or the I wanted the happiness and not sufferings. So it's all based on that. So we have a strong love towards ourselves. So therefore, it is we are saying here that by with the cultivation of this impartial love towards all sentient beings, it means to really to extend that the recognitions of the how, just as how you have this wish for happiness and not wanting sufferings, so you extend that same to same that universal truth towards all sentient beings. There are also no difference. They are also same and one as oneself in terms of wanting happiness and not wanting sufferings. And so in that way, it is possible to extend one's love as much as one love oneself. You love to all other sentient beings.
Lorenji ni shombashi dewada. Ne dunga china viseje no dunga tatravi ni zewate ni roje yungu yesa resrwa. Lig tatung tela kishe du mata parapo mai ba to kuzo yi ba to. Dona seden ba. Ni chane ni ta dewa munde ba to. Ne dunga yimbi devi ga ni aleso tadi gi jela sono to ne yone yonda yungu yesa resrwa.
So this pure love towards others so have to arise simply on the basis of recognizing other sentient being as a persons, just like yourself as a person, or as someone who has a mind but just wanting happiness and not wanting sufferings. And so with this, the kind of the mental, if we cultivate this kind of mental attitudes within us when we look at others, and from that, this just as yourself wanting happiness, not wanting suffering, and then just and in same way you look at the other and not looking from the perspective of how their conduct and their nature and their the expressions, what kind of expression they show to us, without any of those factor into considering any of those factors. So you simply look that person. You cultivate you let this love arise simply on the basis of that the other person as simply a being or a human being or someone with a mind just as yourself.
Tenzani shepaputo shawani ne chewanje kishite kachimbuchire tishas. Ne shepapundo ne te chewani manjene ne shepapudo ne ata shawada ne shewala supala tine ne cewa shewaina tini cewa shewate mochewa ne chopatunje dikhe cewa chire dikhoris.
So in another word, so we have to we're trying to when we're trying to cultivate this impartial love, so we're trying to make the difference between the persons, who that person is, and and differentiate and separate and the conduct and the characters of the person as being separate from that person's, so in this way the when kind of in another word like the actions of that person and the person as like the doer of the actions, doer and the actions as a separate thing. So we purely with the pure love, so is only we focus on the persons, because when we started to focus on the other the person's characters, how the person look and so on, then and then the cause our love to become like a partials and such as then get the affected by then desires and so on.
Wata shaje do mandeshi ni shawarula ni annewa she na yo ani ta shepo poteni pajuwa teni ni dunga mande pada ani dewane ba rondo chumba sine tani lo ti yu kombaina ani drawla yo rongi drawotela yo sewa jile to ya sare tindi ke sewa tela ni shuri mepi sewa sine ani atni chano yo res.
So without like as mixing with the conduct and the characters of that persons, but we cultivate a love purely just simply for that person himself or herself, then in that way then it is said that we can it becomes possible even to extend the love towards enemy as well, and so so therefore the love become very like the impartial or very inclusive of all sentient beings.
Yo pajo watin dewan deba to dunga mende pa junsi imba ta ko ne ni tonyo gon chi ku yo re sarwa tonyo ji go ni den oji go tonyo gon stela ni atpena nga zu chendel cha jana yo ni chetel draina ni chemela na ta so so nyeman ta karse kare chetel draina yo chemel nyen ro et di yo re ane chetel nyen no chemel dran ro et di yo ro ti za ni nye se wa to dra se wa te so so ko shashela tine lo wa ji rima to ko shiwe ngo ni ne de ngo shi wa to shiwe ngo ni ne ji ngo shi wa ji tini me wa za so so shashela tine to kanga yung ye za to kanga ni ta nyemba me pi ga ni lo yi jung ta la tine ni to kanga tini Tonyo Gonjila, Nike Chambore is a resro.
So as to the stages of like the cultivating this impartial love, then first it is it is said that one need to engage in the meditations to cultivate a state of equanimities. That is to see that all other sentient beings are same of whether they are ones who are friends or enemies or stranger. They just to see all them as totally equal, and so this how you cultivate this state of equanimity is to reflect upon the fact that how the main reason why we categorize, we classified other beings into like the into different group as like friends, enemy, and so forth. So it's mainly to do with our own mental attitudes. It is really is all creation of our own mind, but it's not something that our friends or the enemy they are right from their birth. They are born as our enemies or our friend, and so this we can also understand how we in our own life experience how we can understand that how we can think of someone who could be in the early in the past who could be your enemies, but can then in the later on turn into a friend, and vice versa. So it's not the friends and the way that the other people, other beings appear as one's friend or enemy. So it's not really something which is stemmed on objectively that they are your friend and their enemy, and so rather it's a lot to do with your own the mental perspectives, the way you see that persons, and so therefore it's not the conduct, what sort of action that other people do towards one, even that also has got nothing to do with this, how we perceive that, whether they're friend or they're enemies. So in this way, by reflecting on this, then we can cultivate this state of equanimity.
Shoji sen yongwe tere tuma ni nyela chopato ni dala domi seni ni nyomba shine ni tonyo gong. Ani tene tonyo ya pojire sona ni tela tene ni ta mashi. Ani ta tsendi gu la suso la maji gu yorwa. Tenu ji tsengama le no maji yore. Tsengame mate yung ta tsendi gu ma imbi gu nyamba yomarwa. Tenza xewal tuma mewa inza ni mala ni chunga zagana zamshingeji tandi chade inza ni seje to chela ni mashesene ani gongo esares.
So in this meditation on this state of cultivating state of equanimities, so we have to overcome this our desire, desire towards the friends, or the attachment towards the friends, and whereas the hatred towards enemies, and so we have to make our attitudes towards both the friend and enemy completely equals, and then once after having done that, having the made all other being, even friends and enemies and strangers, so all as being as equal. And then we proceed with this. For example, these are sevenfold cause and effect. So in which the first one is to recognizing all being as one's mothers. Now, of course, how like just as we have in this current life we have mothers. So likewise, we have to see how all sentient beings have been one's mothers. So of course, this to be able to see this, of course, we have to establish in our mind this the fact that we had this is not our first life, but rather we had a past life, and then when we establish that we had a past former life, then that the very same logic that we use to establish our previous life, so that establish that we had a life before that. So in this way, we can infer that we had a infinite. Our life goes infinite, and so therefore so by the relying on these logics of the infinity of our life being, and so therefore the infinity number of the birth, our rebirth, and this will follow that we have depend upon the other being who giving us our life rebirth, infinite time, and that's how then we can kind of sort of logically and with the we can establish that the all sentient being have been one's mothers.
제장아 아니다 나저 지켜내는 시험가 지켜내는 몸보지거니 다 세계도 저런 거 마시뉴에 바데 몸보지가 학고되고 그래와 이나 학고는 학고와 존재가 변개요 말이야 다 될라 윤데 거네 세계 선통하는데 딱그 마시요래 다시 뉴요래 소소는 거지 아니 드디 그걸 말해 바데 윤 거네 마도 아니 심바 존재가 아니 변도여서 말해서
so we have to bring these recognitions of all sentient beings as one's mothers, not simply on the not just enough on the like the understanding level, theoretical level understanding, but rather we have to bring this then understanding on our experience level, the level of experience. So therefore, we are saying that simply having a bit of the contemplating or have a thought on this logic that how all sentient being has been one mother, and then to saying oneself, oh yeah, that makes sense, but in fact that's not enough, but rather we have to then have to familiarize, have to accustoms our mind to this thought that that all sentient being has one mother, and to be familiarize and develop this thought to the point that then it becomes the thought. We experience that same. When we see any sentient beings, even take any single sentient beings. When we look at that beings, then we, it kind of remind us that on an experience level that sentient being our like as if they are truly our mothers. So that's why it's important to not just enough simply gaining this understanding, but rather we have to make ourselves so familiar with this understanding, and so in this way we experience the all other sentient beings as one's mother. So when we think of this, then is even the achieving the outcome of these meditations, even the recognizing all being as one sentient being. So it's not that simple.
제가 안디 가지고 가지고는 똑같이네. 아니 다 세제도 지금 마시 뉴어데 덴바리 마시 리텔라 말까리 쳐부 쳐와데 덴바리스. 이나요. 아니 시와 처음에 빠질 킹을 내오시 뉴에 킹가 다오시니네. 다오시네. 말 내셔서데 존랜데 빠지지. 대인자네 내시와다네 팬도 빠지 쳐바쳐바나 그래. 대장이 콜라 전체 보이시네. 가린 얘기야 문두이시네. 아니 드리고 똑같으니
so with regard to this, the instruction on recognizing all being as one's mothers, so there is one counter, like the argument that we, some people raise. So which is to say that they're saying that, what about just, okay, we can accept the fact that they all have been one's mother in the in countless time, and as a mother we can also accept the fact that they must have supported to us in great extent. We can say we can accept that. Then at the same time we can also argue that they all the sentient beings might be also been one's enemy, countless times as well, and so therefore, as an enemy, then they must have, gave us a lot of, suffering, a lot of harm, caused a lot of harms to us. So therefore, they would say that, kind of receiving love and the kindness from them, and receiving harm from them, so both kind of becomes equal. Yes.
제장아 다 솔라네 렌 다위테 다데 소소 센델 소나토야레스. 스니 다 세제 톤제테니 다 생말 다시 뉴 진세테네 네 다준네 네 소소르 네다 첸델 대와다 드니 용사리도 와나 세제 톤제테 소소소 nye 네 소소가 아마시 뉴 진세라테네 네 소소소가 녜서나 아니 소소를 패도 가르치거든요. 아니 다때 소소소 제와서네. 아니 되게 롱걸은 좋아지래서.
So of course so we have to choose which logic, which argument we want to should we follow, and so therefore we have to we have to examine which is more beneficial to us, whether is it more profit, more gain for us if we recognize and we see all other sentient beings as my enemies. If that gives more benefit is it more gives us more advantage for us ourselves, or to recognize and see them all as one's mother, will that give more benefit, and so this is something. So we have to analyze and then to decide for ourselves.
제장안에 드네 마시 드네 트런테 다티 트런조 드네 이고 쇼바 아니 드네 네 쇼바 이고 쇼바 네 니제 로소 아니 세시에서네 림바지 드네 고네 네 로아테라네 진데 명어지 든지 고네 가스네 드리시고요레스.
So in this the instruction of sevenfold cause and effect. So you begin you train your mind, yourself with the first on the recognizing all being as one's mothers, and then after that, when you finish that, then you move to the next stage, which next cause, which is to remembering, the kindness of all other sentient beings, and then after that, following that, then to cultivate the thought of repaying their kindness, and then after that, then you engage in the cultivate in meditation to cultivate this loving kindness in the sense in the sense of like feeling the attractions, or feeling endearment, sense of endearment towards all other sentient beings, so loving kindness. And then next is then the compassions. You cultivate compassions, and then after that is called what they call as the superior intentions, and then finally the seven, which is the result, which is the bodhicittas. So when we engage in such these sevenfold cause and effect, in a one stage by stage, and we through this, following through this practice, then we generate bodhicitta. So that's the call, the generating bodhicitta through this sevenfold cause and effect. So I think we will stop tonight here, and sorry, apologize. So today is a bit of a short session, but we will come back to this today's topic again, and we will to go through all this again. Close.
Kune kunda pewa shu kura rabe kobe shingo pendo dewa malu chungwe chere simu tenzo janzo shape santi pata tenjo